Hello, welcome to the No Brainer podcast, where each week your hosts, me, Jared.
And Michael, me, louder and prouder because he finally got his mic figured out.
Hey, the mic situation is on the rise, but the two of us, we're gonna go over a bad idea in history and see if we can't come up with a solution for it ourselves. This is week number 3. We're getting rolling here. It's pretty exciting.
We got so many bad ideas out there. Who knew? Who knew the world wasn't full of good ones, you know?
Yeah, that's the difficult part about our research is we go looking for bad ideas, and for some reason there's only good ideas. It's really difficult.
Makes our job tough, but we do it for you guys.
Yeah, we do it for I didn't check our analytics. We got listeners. We got listeners.
We're still on the rise, I think. I doubt anyone's dropping off after 2 episodes, right?
If we scared anyone away, we're sorry.
We're so offensive, but I mean, what are you gonna do?
I mean, we didn't quite get rabbit schools trending on Twitter or anything, but
oh no, we didn't.
We'll see what we come up with this episode, and maybe we'll do it.
We'll get there. All right. Are you ready for the first bad idea of the night or day or podcast, whatever you want to say?
Well, let's ask our live brainless studio audience.
Hello? Anyone out there? No? Okay.
All right, I bought that applause sign for nothing.
Yeah. It's not going to get used here.
All right, fine.
All right. So, Jared,
just go.
Video games are great, huh? Everyone can enjoy them, right? You mean,
yeah.
You enjoy them, I enjoy them.
I know who doesn't.
Who's that? Boomers. Okay, boomers. Video games are great. And I don't think that there's much of a video game out there that both genders couldn't play, you know?
Yeah, you're right though.
For some reason, the international esports regulations separated the girls and boys in the Assembly 2014 event.
Yeah, totally. I mean, because clearly there's a difference in physical structure, so therefore video games have to be different.
I mean, you wouldn't want a girl playing against you, right? You just destroy her in Call of Duty, a man's game.
The audacity! I can't. Oh man.
Well, the Finnish Esports Federation prohibited any females from participating in the Hearthstone tournament during Finland's Assembly Summer 2014, which was a qualifier for the IESF World Championship. The IESF, or International Esports Federation, is a global organization based in South Korea that has compromised esports associations from across the world. So it's like this big, it's like an official esports like community that's building the brand as much as they can.
That's like global too, right?
Yeah, it's all across the world.
Olympics of online collectible card games.
And they were just like, yeah, we gotta separate boys and girls on this one for some dumb reason. I'm gonna send you a little letter here that.
Oh jeez, this ought to be good. This spin's about to be like Globetrotter spinning a ball on his finger.
What little highlighted part you gotta read off there?
All right. Oh geez, this is the qualifier tournament of 16 spots, $1,000 in euros and money, and the winner qualifies to get a paid trip to the tournament.
A legit tournament.
The participation is open only to Finnish male players.
Only the male players get to enter into this Hearthstone tournament.
Oh, Finland, how do you mess this up? You're good at so many other things, aren't you? They're like close to the happiest country on earth.
That's the thing. Like the Finnish Esports Federation was like, okay, I mean, we don't want to do this, but the IESF is like, if you want to keep running your shit, we're gonna need you to follow the rules.
They're like,
it is so stupid.
The He-Man female Hearthstone player haters club.
Oh god. The IESF World Championship splits the genders by games. So they have a bunch of these different games for the championships, which is what this qualifier was leading to. Mm-hmm. And the split goes like this. So the male competition is Dota 2, StarCraft 2, Hearthstone, Ultra Street Fighter 5. So females cannot enter this competition for any of these games against the male competitors.
Oh, can I take a guess at some of the games that the females get to play?
I mean, sure, go for it.
Barbie's Dream World.
Oh, you nailed it. That
the battle royale in that game is honestly pretty balanced.
It's so competitive. It's almost as good as Hello Kitty Island Adventure, honestly.
That's a classic.
But no, the female competition can also play Tekken Tag Tournament 2 and StarCraft 2 as well. I mean, male competition can also play StarCraft 2. Female competition is StarCraft 2. And while they're both listed as categories, they're still separated. You're not able to play against each other if you're male and female. You can't. It's not allowed.
Hell, there's not. They can't even make a locker room argument. I've heard that one before. Like, oh, men and women to locker rooms.
Locker rooms bad. You can't. You can't make
that argument.
Yeah, their aim was to promote esports as a true sport. You know.
Yeah, because
video games.
That's what was keeping them out of it. That's what people were worried about. They were like, the reason video games ain't sports is because the women can play just as easily.
Yeah, that ain't right.
I can't have any of that.
So part of the effort is to comply with the international sports regulations, which requires divided male and female leagues. And they said, well, chess does it. Women can't play chess against men, but that's not actually true.
Doesn't make it right either.
Women can enter the World Chess Championship and compete against men. So their argument is simply just, well, sports doesn't have men versus women, so neither will esports, okay?
Neither will this card game.
Oh my god. Yeah, a card game. Imagine splitting men versus women in a freaking card game. Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Well, let me throw a point out there. Maybe their concern is that if they were to have men and women in the same competition in Hearthstone, all the creepy Hearthstone male entrants would scare the women away.
I mean,
they wanted to still have the tournament. They were just worried that some fedora-wearing, cane-twirling son of a gun was gonna walk up and start, harassment.
This is not a bash on the Hearthstone community, just incels in general who
I'm a part of the Hearthstone community, so if I'm an incel.
Do you scare women away, Jared? Is that a thing you do?
Only when I yell boo.
I mean, that's all the time.
I do that quite a bit. Whoops.
Well, eventually, the IESF decided to abolish the rule and allow men and women to compete against each other while still maintaining female-only tournaments, which is okay because a lot of games do have a female-only side of it for whatever reason. I don't know if it's just to build brands easier or if males have an easier time building up their own brand, but it's whatever. At least they finally allowed it, and I also believe the Hearthstone competition eventually the Finnish runner or showrunners were like, okay, fuck this rule. We're just gonna do it. Oh my gosh, sorry, that's the dog. Anyways,
Scout making an appearance.
Scout, you're fine. Podcast running here. I'm podcasting here.
Hey, we're busy over here.
So yeah, I mean, I don't see any reason to separate men and women in a video game. There's not a single one out there that is designed that is gonna exacerbate an issue between male and females' brains or whatever they would think would affect it.
It just doesn't make any sense. But I do totally understand the still keeping the women-only tournaments because it's definitely, I think, a good promotion of women in gaming who are. It's currently something that's kind of frowned upon still in our culture, where it's like, oh, women don't play video games. So having these sorts of tournaments that are just women is going to say, hey, women, come compete, come join this community. It's something like kind of pushing back against the stupid narrative that's been pushed forward. But
right, people would probably say, oh, you have a female only tournament, isn't that like creating a safe space for them? It's like, no, it's actually a place where they can come join the competition and not feel like they're going to be bashed by all the assholes on internet who say women can't play video games. You're totally right. It's a good thing.
I mean, if you want a good example of exactly that happening, look at the Smash Bros community and try and find a female competitor there. Most of them that try and join get pushed out pretty quickly.
Oh, that's gross. I know
Yeah.
the fighter esports games in general, like they do have a lot of female competitors in the high level, especially Tekken
Yeah.
and Ultra Street Fighter, which is on both lists of who can compete in the
Right.
ISF World Championship. So, I mean, stupid idea. Their reasoning wasn't even that great. I don't know what compelled them to make such a rule.
Yeah,
Honestly, it's just
I mean, dare I
true
say it here
sport.
on the No Brainer podcast that was a bad idea.
It was a really bad one. There's just no reason for it.
And this
No
one
reason.
this one really made our job super simple. Solution, don't do that.
Just don't separate them. A mandatory separation? That's kind of fucked up. Yeah, don't do that.
Makes no sense.
Luckily, they fixed their own problem, but just the fact they had to fix it in the first place. Yeah. Female-only tournaments, fine, but allow men and women to compete against each other.
Right, yeah.
So
So
stupid.
you have the all-inclusive tournaments in something where no separation is necessary or needed.
Right, and even if that's a little too much for you, maybe like do males versus females in like some sort of all-star exhibition thing on the side, just to show that it's not
Just to show that men are better. Men win
it's not a
everything.
male-dominated space. It's whoever plays the best, which in this case will be anyone who is just good at the game instead of
Right.
you know physically superior. Okay,
Yeah.
that sounded bad. Move on.
Yeah. All right. Yeah. Don't dig yourself into a hole there. We were on a good streak of sounding like good, upstanding
Shit.
citizens.
We're gonna lose.
And
we're
Mike
gonna
comes
lose.
out of nowhere.
I'm sorry to our
Out of nowhere.
out of nowhere. Oh god,
Women suck.
women can't play Mario because their brains are slow.
I can't wait for someone to sound clip me saying "Women suck."
That's gonna be the intro now.
Oh God.
No
Oh,
brainer. Women suck.
No
Hey,
Brainer
it's no girls allowed.
Oh,
All right.
bad idea.
Do you have a bad idea for us, or
Yeah. I've got a doozy here for you.
I'd love to hear it after my sad example of humans being pieces of shit.
Yeah, this one's got some humans being pieces of shit too.
Cool.
Kind of a theme here.
Seems to be.
I mean, not all of our people have been pieces of shit that we've talked
Yeah.
about, but we've got some bad ideas all throughout history. So let me set the scene here. We're actually going to start. I'm going to start by talking about something that ended up being a good idea, and then an attempt to copy it. So guess what? It's the summer of love, baby.
Turning up the formula. Let's go. I'm ready.
Got my first real six string. It was the summer of '69. So it's 1969.
Okay.
And some people have a good idea. You might have heard of it. It was called Woodstock. The counterculture movement in full swing in the summer of '69. And Woodstock, which happened August 15th through, I believe, the 18th, is kind of the definition of what this summer was all about. You know, the free love, peace, and
all that good
drugs.
shit. Drugs,
Lots
most
of
important,
those.
marijuana,
Yeah. Whoa. We don't do the illegal stuff here.
Mary Jane.
She might have been there. I don't know. I didn't have a guest list.
It's confirmed.
All right. We got it confirmed.
You heard it here
So
first.
Woodstock happens. It's a 3 days of peace and music, 32 iconic acts performing in the state of New York. And we know the bands that were there, right? We've got The Who, Jefferson Airplane, Creedence Clearwater Revival, The Grateful Dead, Jimi Hendrix, the list goes on.
Legendary.
Truly a legendary concert, and the reputation of this event is just this incredibly peaceful and incredibly successful event that thousands of people went to. I think the estimated number is like 400,000 people at one point.
Oh my gosh,
there
that's
at this.
nuts.
So two of the bands that were at this concert that performed, Jefferson Airplane and the Grateful Dead, were inspired by the success, and they decided, you know what? Let's do it again. Woodstock was so good. It was here in New York, but we want to do the same event, but for all of our fans on the West Coast. And they kind of initially dubbed it Woodstock West. So they're like, let's try and recreate the magic, you know. Let's end 1969 the way our summer went.
Woodstock 2, Electric Boogaloo. Let's go.
Woodstock was so good. Why wasn't there a Woodstock 2, you know?
They tried.
And it just so happens they start looking for bands that would be willing to play, that would be available at this time. And it just so happens that one of the biggest bands in the world at this time, the Rolling Stones, would also be available at the time they wanted to plan the event in the beginning of December. And the Rolling Stones were going to be finishing their tour in California. And so the three bands got together and decided to create a new music festival in California. Just a heads up, that was the bad idea.
Was it?
It's a bad idea, and it's going to be a combination of bad ideas that are going to make this concert less than spectacular.
Man, they really needed to follow up with something good after Woodstock, and now
or just let it stand at that point, right? Woodstock was great. Let's not ruin it.
You can't fault them for trying, but you got to be really freaking careful with this thing. You can't fuck it up like most sequels do.
Right. I think they were really into the fact that, you know, the whole movement was about peace and love, and they were really hoping that those ideas would come forth, but then they don't. So bad idea number one. They had no idea where they were going to have this concert at, but they decided we're going to set the date anyway. This concert is happening on December 6th. So they set the date. All the bands, they start lining up. They're ready to go on December 6th. But a lot of places were not willing to take this sort of influx of people.
Oh, hell no, I wouldn't.
The city of San Jose said no. San Francisco wasn't able to because there was an NFL game that day and they didn't want two huge events going on at once. A raceway called the Sears Raceway was having money issues. Something with down payments went wrong. So that place had to cancel. And so the event's location doesn't get finalized until December 4th.
Oh my gosh.
They were expecting thousands of people to show up and had no place for this concert to happen until 2 days before it did.
Oh my gosh. Could you imagine being so unprepared for something like that? Holy shit.
Yeah. Yep. So they find a different raceway that's going to host the event. I don't have the name for some reason. But that's okay. So they find a place for this to happen. And this place was not prepared for this. They did not have enough facilities for that many people. They had a stage, but it was a piece of shit. The stage was only a meter off of the ground. I don't know if you've ever been to concerts, but usually the stage is high so that people can't climb onto it. This one was like waist high. You could just step onto this stage. And there was no barrier. This is before concert barrier. So there's literally no space between the crowd and the stage. And they did not have enough time to build a new stage or build any of these facilities because, you know, it was in 2 days.
At this point, you cancel the damn thing or postpone it till you find a place. That's insane.
You'd think with these big of bands coming to play that they would do a little more.
Fuck it, just give them a platform in this big old place and we'll see what happens.
Peace and love, man. We'll be fine.
It'll figure it out by itself.
We'll show up an hour before the show starts. It's going to be rad.
We'll set it all up. Hour tops.
So are you ready for bad idea number 2? This is... This one's a doozy.
So
you're going to have this many people showing up, right?
Yeah.
You need some security.
Mm.
So chances are you might try and find some sort of professional security company that you can hire out to bring trained professionals in to handle approximately 300,000 people. So
that's a lot of people to keep in line. I mean,
yeah, all doing drugs. You can't even deal with this. So anyway, they hire the biker gang Hell's Angels. to be the security guards.
Well, first of all, biker gangs aren't known for peace and love usually.
Not usually, no.
No.
They did not take any classes on security. They were not trained professionals. The reason they were hired is because supposedly Jefferson Airplane said they'd hired them a couple times and things went fine. So they were like, all right.
That sounds like more personal security than like a huge venue with thousands and thousands of very high and drunk people.
Yeah.
Good
so,
job.
So anyway, guess what they paid the Hells Angels?
A beer. What did they pay them?
Dude, you're so close. That's honestly shocking. They paid them $500 in beer.
That's great.
That was their payment for the biker gang.
Is that even enough for them?
$500 in beer.
Wow, that was a total guess. Oh wow.
Yep.
$500 in beer, huh?
Starting to see how what went wrong.
That is a bad idea.
Solid to me.
Bad idea with another bad idea. Bad ideaception here.
Yeah, and
Deception.
Like if you listen to interviews with the people that were in the Hells Angels at this point, they will all kind of defend the fact that they were like, no, we were not hired as security. But they were. Their entire job essentially was they stood around the dinky little stage to prevent idiots from jumping up onto the stage with the bands.
Thousands of idiots, probably hundreds of thousands of idiots.
Yeah. Yep.
Oh
yep. And of course the Angels were drinking the $500 in beer while they were,
they were working,
being security.
Yes, very unprofessional there.
So, and this is also a one-day concert. This is not like Woodstock where, 32 bands spread out over 3.5 days. This was a few bands all playing one concert at one time.
This was a true sequel, like so freaking badly conceptualized and executed. Yeah. A true sequel. Jesus.
So the concert starts, and by God, this lineup is freaking insane. Like this would have been a dream concert if it was, good. It was opened by Santana, followed by Jefferson Airplane, Flying Burrito Brothers, Crosby, Stills, Nash and Young, The Grateful Dead, and the Rolling Stones.
Oh my gosh!
Just like all legendary classic bands, all playing.
They nailed that, but they couldn't do it like that. That would be the hard part. The basics is getting the venue and getting everything organized and the security. But no, they get the bands together and then they fuck up everything else.
Yeah, they just went balls to the walls. They're like, we've got all the bands and we're gonna play.
It'll fix itself. Let's go.
So people start showing up. They're starting to get their early major traffic jams. I mean, that's unavoidable, right? I mean, Woodstock, every major concert like this would cause traffic jams. But the other problem was that this was also a free concert. Yeah, anyone could show up. It was free.
Wait. Woodstock was free, right?
Woodstock was not free until too many people showed up and they made it free.
That's fair. I mean, no, you can't do another one and make it free, especially having everyone show up and you don't even know like how big the venue is and all that.
No. It
wasn't a good idea.
300,000 people show up and the concert starts mostly smoothly, right? Santana leads off and the crowds, they're getting a little rowdy, but as the night wore on, you could tell. And a lot of this was caught on footage. There's actually a documentary showing a lot of footage from this concert, and shit starts to hit the fan like real quick.
Oh my gosh!
Lots of drugs, lots of beer. The Angels, who are supposed to be the guards, actually started a lot of fights because they were drunk off their free beer.
Who knew the bikers who were drunk started a fight?
Yeah. What? I don't know what happened. It's pretty commonplace to see fights throughout the grounds. One woman described seeing at least 5 fights in just a few minutes right next to the stage, all of them involving Hell's Angels.
We want you to guard the stage, but also beat up anyone who you think
kick
deserves
the shit out of people.
God.
So one fight starts to get out of hand right next to the stage during Jefferson Airplane set. And the lead singer of the band jumped into the crowd to try and break it up. And then a Hell's Angel knocked him out.
Oh, no.
So yeah, Jefferson Airplane didn't finish their set because their singer was not
Holy
awake.
shit. Wow.
So yeah, things are great.
Things are looking poorly for Woodstock 2 Electric Boogaloo.
Oh yeah, it's going great. So as the night wears on and things start to get more and more violent, the crowd's just getting more and more agitated. Grateful Dead ends up canceling. They were like, we're not going to play to this crowd. They were scared for their lives, and rightfully so. They didn't want to play to such a violent crowd. And they knew that this wasn't the Woodstock that they had hoped it would be. As a band that saw Woodstock, they were like, this ain't it, Chief.
This ain't Woodstock. I've been to Woodstock. This ain't it.
Let's try it again a different time. But the Rolling Stones, the headliners, the top billed acts, were not deterred. They decided they were going to hit the stage, and they do just after dark. And this is when shit gets even more dark.
Oh, no.
Plenty of fights that can be seen throughout their set. It's pretty obvious. But things really got to its worst point when about halfway-ish through their set, a guy, 18-year-old Meredith Hunter, tried to rush the stage. In the video, you can see him pushing through the crowd, and when he gets a few feet away from the stage, he pulls out a gun.
Oh my gosh, you're letting anyone in and they bring a freaking gun?
Oh yeah.
To Woodstock 2?
Yeah. Now, he hadn't said anything to people, but based on the way he was walking and kind of his demeanor, no one's sure who he was intending to shoot, but it's most likely he was trying to kill someone in the Rolling Stones, probably Mick Jagger, trying to be some sort of assassin.
That's so screwed up.
So once people see the gun, he gets intercepted by a Hell's Angel, who pulls a knife and stabs him multiple times.
Hell yeah! Wait. Stabbed him?
Yeah, the Hell's Angel stabbed this man. This all happens like within 10 yards of Mick Jagger, who's singing on stage. Now, this guy dies almost instantly. Like, he gets stabbed and he falls to the ground, and more Hell's Angels kind of descend on him and start kicking him while he's down, and he's not going to make it.
Yeah.
So Mick Jagger, and there's a video of this in that documentary. It's called Gimme Shelter as well. Mick sees the fight. He doesn't know that it's a guy tried to shoot him and that guy got stabbed. He just thought it was another fight happening near the stage. And he's saying, like, if these cats can't handle themselves, then we're going to walk off stage. And he's saying stuff like that. So the concert stops for a minute as they, retrieve the body of a man about 10 yards away from the stage.
Christ.
And despite, the murder, the Stones decide to finish the set.
Despite the murder.
Yeah, despite the murder. And that was probably the best call, actually, because can you imagine what that crowd would have been like if the Stones didn't finish their set? Like, if they had just walked off after that, and 300,000 people don't get to see the end of their concert.
Or guns, probably. I don't know.
Oh, Jesus. God. Yeah, and it could have gotten worse. Yeah, so I believe, though, the net gain at the concert was actually positive. I think there was actually a couple births in the crowd, so I think they ended up +1.
After the murder. Despite after the murder, we're plus people in the venue, so it was actually a good thing.
Yeah, it was actually fine.
Oh,
so that was the Altamont free concert.
Wow.
And, this is from Rolling Stone magazine. They said they called it rock and roll's all-time worst day, December 6th, a day when everything went perfectly wrong.
I mean, not even perfectly wrong, just obviously wrong.
Just clearly so poorly planned.
Oh, man.
Oh, it's insane.
All right, the way you fix this is...
Hit me with it.
You postpone the fucking thing and wait till you have a real venue and real security. I mean, oh my gosh.
It just makes sense that they were not prepared for this. Altamont was not prepared for this to happen.
And it's a free concert, so it's not like people are going to be pissed. Oh, I can't get into Woodstock
Right.
2 right away.
Right.
I
Tickets
mean,
weren't going to be an issue.
yeah, yeah. You need to get real security. I mean, you have all these big names, and you hire a biker gang to guard them, and then give them beer as payment.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. Maybe they could have. Maybe they should have paid Hell's Angels, but in less beer, so they were less drunk.
there
I
you
don't know.
go.
Give them
Or,
like
you know,
$250 in beer.
after the
I mean, they might
job's
get
done.
drunk,
Them.
but they might not get stab drunk.
Yeah. No, stabby stab. Just subdue drunk. Just get them out of here.
Yeah.
Get them out
Or
of here.
what if they gave them something else? Give them like $500 in iced tea.
But then they're gonna have to go to the bathroom, and then they leave their post.
That's a
And then
good point. So yeah, we can't do that. Maybe like $500 in iced tea and saltine crackers or something.
how about $500 in biker bucks? That's a thing, right?
Dude,
Biker bucks.
I don't know what the exchange rate is, but I don't know if 500 biker bucks is going to do it.
Yeah, to stab somebody is at least 1,000 biker bucks.
That's a lot of biker bucks. Yeah, there's also stories of a lot of fights happening because people were fucking with the Hells Angels bikes.
Oh no!
Just drunken high people, whether on purpose or not on purpose, were, running into their bikes.
What is to blame for this going so bad while Woodstock was so good?
Yeah, it's a lot of people will describe this as, it's like the summer of love, 1969, and then this was like the harsh reality that ushered in the 1970s.
Yeah, the world just kind of fucking changed, and
Yeah. Like, oh shit, that peace and love stuff ain't sticking around. It's not real.
we kind of just blew that away. Now we got anger and hate and drunk bikers.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, there's no solutions for that one, unfortunately.
Bad ideas all around. So many bad ideas. Bravo for finding all of those bad ideas. Insane.
Yeah, I mean, what Rolling Stone should have said was rock and roll's all-time worst day, December 6th, a day when a lot of bad ideas suddenly happened at the same time.
And will be reported on later by the No Brainer podcast, because this
clearly.
is prime No Brainer material.
That is,
Good God.
clearly no-brainer.
Literally anyone could have done it better than that. Jesus.
Yeah, it was incredible.
Well, I mean, we nailed it. We got some bad ideas out there today.
Couple of bad ideas there. We've got women
playing video games. Bad idea.
Concert.
In a concert. Multiple bad ideas in the concert. I mean, the ratio there is like 1 to, I don't know, 4. You nailed it.
1 to 4. I like them odds.
Yep.
All right.
Yep. We don't got no more bad ideas for you tonight, but what we do have is we got an email that you can send things to in case you find bad ideas of your own that you want to hear us talk about. Those are great.
Yeah,
we
sure.
love those.
I should check that email. I haven't checked it in a couple of days.
Every day, right, Jared?
I haven't checked it in a couple of days. I should do that.
You said we're on iTunes, right? We're on iTunes?
I believe so. At least the first episode got on iTunes. I don't know how long it takes to actually post there, but we should be on iTunes. We're definitely on Spotify. We are on Breaker. We're on
once again, no idea what that is, but
other stuff. But we're hosted by Anchor FM. They're an amazing website.
Right.
If you want to start a podcast, it's so freaking easy. You just
hit it up,
upload your audio, and then they put it everywhere for you.
Bing bang boom, you're all over the freaking internet space.
Bing bang boom, all over the moon.
Yeah. And check out next week's episode, because we got something special for you. Something real special.
Next week we are, as usual, coming back at you with 2 bad ideas, but we're also going to be hitting you with a new segment, and stay tuned. It's a doozy.
You're going to love it. Honestly, if you like anything we've said here before, you're going to love this segment. And
if you haven't liked anything we've done yet, Thanks for sticking around until the 35-minute mark of this one.
Go tell someone who actually cares about the things we're talking about.
Yeah,
We
do
need
that.
more people.
Episode 2, we laid out a perfect plan of how this podcast was gonna sell.
Perfect funnel system. It's
Find
working.
12 people. Tell 12 people.
Shirts.
Merch.
All these things.
Also, if you are Raid Shadow Legends, you can sponsor us. We will take it.
Nintendo.
Or Nintendo would be nuts, but yeah, them too.
Honestly, Raid Shadow Legends, we're open for business. You're hitting everybody up. Hit us up too.
Yeah, for real. We'll say whatever you want. I'll
We're
tell
the
people I've been
ultimate
playing that game.
At this point.
I'll even tell people to put their mom's credit card number into that
whoa,
shit.
Whoa. Yeah, we'll do that. We're not above that.
Yeah, no,
Yeah,
we're
no.
not. If the money's if there's money,
there, you bet your ass we gonna be there.
we could be there.
All right. Tune in next week, everybody. You're gonna fucking love it.
Thanks for listening. We'll catch you on the next episode of the No Brainer Podcast. Catch you later, brainless.
Peace out.